KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokwe and Sialin Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m. A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokwe and Sialin Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m. KMTV News, Year in Review.
A pleasant good evening to our many viewers. Welcome to KMTV Year in Review. It promises to be a very historic, fascinating, interactive and entertaining year in review. In this edition, the 2-hour package, which we will bring you the latest happening during the course of the year 2019. So we ask that you stick and stay with us for this 2-hour package of the KMTV Year in Review. As you may be aware, there were political situation during the year 2019, entertainment and also some sad moments, as well as some happy moments for Liberians and for the country, including KMTV. As a matter of fact, the year 2019, KMTV walked away with the Best Online Television Institution Award, courtesy of the Press Union of Liberia. KMTV also, sports editor Anthony Kokwe walked away with the Best LFA Best Sports Reporter, and so many other things that you will see in this package. But during the year 2019, we have a very cracked team. As you can see, Anthony Kokwe already on the screen. Very shortly, you see him along with Sialin Bokari bringing to you the segment of the news that has to do with the news component. We also bring you sports on this presentation. We bring you interaction with our colleagues from in the United States of America, and we also bring you quote-unquote interaction with the news makers and that of our colleagues here in the news department. Versatile Zach Totiaman Sherman, one of our news presenters and reporter. As a matter of fact, he's versatile. You also have a program on this platform, the Youth Insight, and Zach has been doing extremely well during the course of the year 2019. Amos P. Kozau, assigned at the Capitol building, and also he's been covering several other issues during the year on review. Humphrey Nana Badu Kwanzaa, assigned at the Executive Mansion, covering activities of the presidency. Unfortunately, and thank God that Godfrey is still alive, he was part of the tragic accident along the Bangat Highway. But Godfrey, one of the hard-working members of the news department, and the engine, I call him the engine, Rufus Mumbo Senior. As a matter of fact, what you're seeing already is as a result of Rufus's ingenuity and packaging gesture to that of this presentation. So please be with us. We're taking this short break, and immediately after this break, you see our two presenters. They're already smartly dressed, and for sure we are a balanced news entity. A beautiful female, our queen, and a wonderful gentleman. So as we leave this stage, up next is our news segment of the year in review with Sialin Bokari and Anthony Kokwe. Please don't go away.
A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokwe and Sialin Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m. KMTV News, Year in Review.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance help you today.
It's all about what matters to you.
A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokwe and Sialin Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m. KMTV News, Year in Review 20.
Indeed, what a pleasant way to welcome you to KMTV final news presentation for the year 2019. Good evening wherever you're watching us from. We'd like to say many thanks and welcome to KMTV Year in Review 2019. My name is Anthony Kokwe and I'm here alongside Sialin Bokari. Good evening, Sialin. Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you.
Well, of course, we're going to be here to bring you all of the major happenings. That's some of the major happenings that occurred during the year 2019 during our news presentation. And to begin, we begin at the Capitol building where President George Weah, during the year under review, appeared at the National Legislature to address the legislature on the state of the nation during his second annual address. The President, during his address, promised to work with the legislature and focus on key national issues in the interest of the public.
We intend to submit several new bills for your consideration to enable our administration deliver on its pro agenda for prosperity and development. These will include, among others, an act to rectify and authorize the payment by the government of Liberia of tuition fees for all undergraduate students in all public universities and colleges in Liberia. The National Youth Act, Liberia Technical Vocational Education and Training Commission Act, revised Liberian Bank for Development and Investment Act. During 2018, we issued one executive order to address a national imperative, Executive Order number 93, extension of the Executive Order number 87, suspension of tariff on rice.
Meanwhile, the Liberian leader during his State of the Nation address also outlined some of the achievements his administration has made so far.
You have mandated me to work for you. You have given me the opportunity to perform. Those challenges that people are talking about were not created by me. What I'm doing, I'm trying to fix what is spoiled. If you want to save Liberia, then you need to join me to fix what is spoiled. Even those that are spoiling, they want to save the state. But they did not save the state when it was spoiled in their hands. When we are facing it, this is the time they want to save the state. But our government have a responsibility to protect the protesters. We have a responsibility to protect all citizens in this country. I will hope that tomorrow meetings will be peaceful and orderly.
The Liberian leader, the eve of the much publicized June 7 protest, warned the people of the country. In a Chicago tone, the Liberian leader said, those who incite the people against the government, the law will take its course.
We have 14 senators voting guilty on tape of records, 12 senators voting not guilty.
Those that constantly threatening the states, constantly inciting people, I want to be clear. We will not tolerate those kind of citizens. Those that constantly insulting the president, I want to be clear. And after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you, that will ever insult the president and think he will walk in the street prison. If you have your grievances, you do it in the honorable way. If you have your views, express your views. But any insult and any threat, that citizen will be dealt with under the law. You have mandated me to work for you. You have given me the opportunity to perform. Those challenges that people are talking about were not created by me. What I'm doing, I'm trying to fix what is spoiled. If you want to save Liberia, then you need to join me to fix what is spoiled. Even those that are spoiling, they want to save the state. But they did not save the state when it was spoiled in their hands. When we are facing it, this is the time they want to save the state. But our government have a responsibility to protect the protesters. We have a responsibility to protect all citizens in this country. I will hope that tomorrow meetings will be peaceful and orderly.
Well, during the year also on a review, there were several political and legal battles relative to the removal of former Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia, Cabinet Janet. The heated situation prompted both public and some Liberians' involvement, that some lawmakers' involvement, as according to them, the removal of Associate Justice Cabinet Janet was unconstitutional. Here now are some of the reactions from people at the Capitol building.
The measure are taken by to my people. I'm crying because I will suffer for them. They can't see after us. We suffer for us. What they will make them here where Kabila says. They hold it, Kabila do nothing.
If you listen to Councillor Superwood, one of the oldest lawyers among these lawyers, and you listen to the message, all of what's happened here was just a charade. When it happened to Chair Chipo then, Czech people consider what happened as kangaroo. Many people have forgotten that. And I'm saying that this is not something against Kabina Jane. This is an assault on our democracy, it's assault on our constitution, and we all must stand up.
What do you make of it? Councillor, you are smiling. Don't you want to make a comment? Councillor, these are TV reporters. Can you say something to us?
Meanwhile, despite the legal battles and mixed reactions across the country, the final decision was reached through a voting process on March 29, and the result was announced by Representative Henry Yala.
We have 14 senators voting guilty on tape of records, 12 senators voting not guilty on tape of records, 3 senators were absent up to the end of who. On the issue of the road fund, Associate Justice Kabina Mohammed Janet has been found guilty by the Liberian Senate of impeachable offense of official misconduct and gross breach of duty, and the punishment is as indicated in Article 43 of the 1986 Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Associate Justice Kabina Mohammed Janet has been acquitted by the Liberian Senate of the charges of official misconduct and gross breach of duty in the theft of records of the House of Representatives, impeachment prohibition, and the constant laying case respectfully.
That's Bond County Senator Henry Yala reading the final decision. During the year under review, Monrovia City Corporation in 2019 embarked on a major house-to-house enumeration exercise in the city. The process was led by City Mayor Jefferson Kochi, who explains to reporters about the importance of the process.
Currently, as I speak to you, the entire city is overwhelmed. We will not for sure. We will not say to you, because of the glaring challenges that this city is currently engulfed with, and that we will pretend to you that we're making tremendous strides. We have said to you times of our number that we would like the issue of the waste should consistently be a national concern. When we say national concern, we also is to be a collective participation of each and every one. We have said about the community dwellers. People have complained to us about the waste. So we're beginning now to get involved where people can begin to pay for their waste. I just don't want to come out one money and just begin to say, look, this is what you can pay. What we thought to do is that to conduct and initiate a process. And one of the most appropriate way to do is that to have an enumeration, which of course that each and every rules will be counted. Want to say
Liberia in 2019 attracted several international conferences with the intent to help contribute meaningfully to different sectors of the country. One of such conferences was the Blue Ocean Conference. The focus of the conference, among other things, was to help improve the environmental sector of the country and to tap on the high potential aimed at improving the economy. Well, the group Evergreen Recycling Institute is now in the vanguard of transforming plastic waste into finished products for national and global usage, to include gasoline, cooking gas, and many others. James Smith is the head.
Basically, our concern is the issue of plastic. Yeah, see how best we can get rid of plastic from our environment. And then for the past 3 years, we've been working on a project, and right now we are producing like diesel fuel, gasoline, and that of cooking gas from plastics, because we have so many kinds of plastics in our environment that we have identified, but we deal with every one of them specifically, like all of the polyethylene plastics, like the rubber chairs, like the sausage bags, they are all made from refined crude oil. So we turn it back to crude oil, then we turn it back into gasoline and all petroleum products. I think we should have some of our samples here. Like you can see here, we have the diesel fuel. Then we have gasoline for a vehicle. So this is what we do with plastics. So we collect out of the plastic from the environment, recycle it into this, where you can use it in your generator, and you can use it in your vehicle. The roofing tile that we produce also, we didn't bring a sample here. We produce a roofing tile made from plastics, mixed with, we have the same product, and also the wood product, wood dust product. And apart from that, the Macedonian plastics, for example, which is the rubber glass.
During the year under review, Grand Bassa County Representative Vincent Willie stressed the need for the legislative and judicial branches of government to be audited. According to him, it is key for them to set the record straight and clean the mess within.
Yet, on our own field, we do not even have internal auditor. That is a violation of the act of the RAA Act that was passed. The RAA Act is clear that all government institutions should have internal auditors. Yet we do not have. But yet we say we are the people's deputies. If we will represent our people, we must ably represent our people, we must be just to ourselves. We must audit the house, and not just the house. We must also audit the entire legislature and go and audit the judiciary. Like I've always said, this is a fight and this is a call to audit, to clean the mess in the judiciary branch and also clean the mess in the legislative branch.
We see every day, every minute, this.
Also during the year under review, controversial activist Justin Taylor in 2019 unearthed several alleged claims by the government against her. The situation later became violent when supporters of Justin Taylor turned at the Catholic Junction demanding her release. The advocacy later turned chaotic at the Catholic Junction in Congo Town. Here now is a scene from the Catholic Junction in Congo Town.
Justice will prevail except for today. We need justice. And what we here for today, and this government wants to play with us. So we have to know that today we don't honor the soul, we honor the breed. We want to see women that get back for him. We want to see women that put him in power. We want to see women that stood up for him. They're not here to guide us. They're going to listen. The people that are regime police. They are not police of the people. They are regime police.
In 2019, there were a series of protests from the opposition and a counter-protest from members of the ruling establishment. Well, after the release of the senatorial election, result won by Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, there was a clash here is a brief scene in 2019.
Also during the year under review, scores of public school students in 2019 trooped at major streets in maneuver calling for their teachers to be paid to ensure they return to classes. Sialin Bokari, our staff, covered the event and filed in this report.
The protest was characterized by blocking of the main route to Central Town, chanting of slogans and singing of songs.
I
demonstration later turned chaotic after the arrival of President George Weah, who did not talk to the students as his personal bodyguards, the EPS, were seen using force to disperse the crowd, a situation that aggravated the students to target other private schools. Meanwhile, the SDA school system has threatened to shut down all academic activities until security is guaranteed by national government.
Any of our students who have died this morning, like the 3 I took to the clinic, one Samuel Duble, he was badly injured. What, as a local school administration, all we can do, we've already informed our Department of Education, and we're going to shut down schools. We can't risk, because we called the police. There were officers from the side watching if the police cannot help us. So we're going to shut down schools. We've informed the department. We've informed the department for Abandesa. From what we've gone through today, we'll communicate with parents until the government can give us assurance of security.
Monserrado County Senator Abraham Darros Dillon attributed the continuous protests in the country to bad governance.
We want to ask how we can handle the issue.
What does it mean for Liberia? Almost every day protests in our country.
Bad governance. We just need to go back on the drawing board. We need to go back on the drawing board and see what we're doing wrong and get it right.
Former Representative Kennedy of Monserrado, Prince Tolls, shared his thoughts on the Tuesday demonstration.
Government should be responsible enough to pay the teachers and handle all the bills, the wage bill, everything in this country. Every day we come to work, we cannot even go to our business places because every day there's a situation in our country. It's very just happening. We already have a bad economy. We already have things that are happening good in our country. We're not making money. We're not doing nothing at all. Then after that, you are injured to insult. We have protests almost every time.
Well, it seems like the government of Liberia only listens to the plight of our people when mass demonstrations are staged, evidenced by past protests, including the recent one staged by the health workers. KMTV News Today, Salim Bukhari, Capitol Hill.
Many thanks to our reporter Salim Bukhari for that splendid report on the students' riot there in Monrovia. Well, Salim, we all know this year, 2019, has been characterized by, or was characterized by a series of violent protests across the city of Monrovia or in Monserrado County. And you cover the student protests and also cover the earlier stages of the Justina Taylor case at the Catholic Junction. Give us your own experience from the Catholic Junction during the protest.
Well, I think the protest from Catholic Junction concerning Justina Taylor, it wasn't a good one for Liberia because I believe that women should be protected, and for the fact that she was gang raped allegedly, she was gang raped allegedly, and then there was so many controversies and issues. I think it wasn't a good one, and I didn't even experience the best thing in my career because I fell, I got hurt, and my camera got damaged at the same time. So it wasn't a good thing at all. Yeah.
Now, looking at the student protests that you covered and did that report on after government school teachers said that they weren't paid by government, so they didn't go to the classes, and students got aggravated and took to the street. First went to Capitol building, and then later went to the Foreign Affairs, the seat of the president, where they tried to block the convoy of the president, but later EPS officers used force to disperse them from the street. I mean, tell us about that protest where eventually we saw public school students going against private school students.
Yeah, I think it was a sad scene as well, because the rights of children should be protected at all times. And I cannot 100% blame the students or the teachers for the student getting on the streets or whatsoever. But I think it wasn't a good thing, because I think now that we are about to enter in 2020, I pray and hope that the government will be able to work on things that will not cause such situation within the country, because there were children that got hurt, some of them from the tear gas and what have you. It still wasn't a good thing, and it shouldn't be repeated. I hope so.
Sure, of course, that wasn't a good thing, because in the end we saw that some private school students got hurt after they allegedly left their campuses to go and revenge, or maybe what we call pay their debt on the public school students. And when those clashes erupted, police started to fire tear gases, and we saw photos of SDA and some Lutheran school students on the ground after they were hit by the tear gas.
Yeah. Okay, so now, during the year under review, the Traditional Council of Liberia called on young people to desist from violence and embrace dialogue as means of solving issues. Chief Zanzakawa cautions was due to multiple of protests within the country in 2019.
We see every day, everybody, they say, daily, everybody on the street, they say, oh, see 10 people here, see 100 people here, they marching, they doing their 1 year, it will not be good for the country. I appeal to all of them. I'm talking today, they must pull a blue fight. They must know that the blue taking the day, know if that's how we can do help us. And when the blue taking the day, every day people getting free, they going back to the place where they're coming from, they will not be better for the country. Today, and they let me in power, small shaking one will come, we got to embrace it quick and to get somewhere in the upper room so we can send in the start for the country.
During the year under review that was characterized by mixed views relative to the state of the economy, the situation prompted national government to organize a national economic dialogue conference to see the need to address the situations. At the opening of the conference in 2019, President George Weah made these remarks.
You'll recall that in an address which I gave to the nation in May this year, I said that we Liberians should work together in our attempts to tackle our toughest problems and seek to make the choices that will lead to changes that have brought positive effects. Again, in June this year, in another address to the nation, I said that my government does not have a monopoly on ideas, and acknowledge that it will take the collective effort of all Liberians to achieve the desired objective of reviving the economy and placing the country on the path of sustainable development and transformation. I therefore urge all Liberians to work with our administration to devise and support new measures which could successfully address the structural defects and imbalances in our economy.
During the year under review, Nima County Senator Prince Johnson in 2019 alleged that George Weah administration will rig the 2023 elections.
I see this. 2023, it will be rigged.
Rigged?
Yes.
What makes you think so?
Prophetically speaking, I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God. It's not something I'm seeing by this government. I say it will be rigged.
By this government?
By this government, to remain in power. Okay? And that will bring the government and the civilians into confrontation. So if I run for president, it is rigged, I will lose both the Senate and the presidency.
So did you see the end of that vision? What will happen if it is rigged?
The first of its kind saying.
Are you disappointed?
We're going back to Taylor's day.
Are you disappointed?
I'm supposed to be disappointed when my people are crying. Copper rent in Nima County expensive, beggar rent high. So if you want us to vote for you, we are prepared. But the first time we cry, then we must continue to cry on the second time. That the cry will continue until 2023. It will make us change our mind, because I won't be stupid to come to Nima and say, let's vote for the simple. They will throw me off. Key thing, the Rome statue. I went to Japan with Wale Duna and Laha Lasana. We brought it to. I see this. 2023, it will be rigged.
Rigged?
Yes.
What make you think so?
Prophetically speaking, I'm a man of God. I'm a man.
At the same time, Senator Prince Johnson termed the establishment of the War Crimes Court as unconstitutional.
Those people are on the wrong part of history. The first thing, if there was to be a war crime court, it's not possible in Liberia.
Why?
One key thing, the Rome Statute. I went to Japan with Wale Duna and Laha Lasana. We brought it to Monrovia to have it ratified in 2003. It was after our war, so you cannot, it's not applicable to Liberia. That's one. Two, you have an amnesty law passed by the 51st legislature, granting amnesty to all factions in the republic who fought in the war. So you cannot have war crime court and amnesty in the same country. Amnesty for who? For all those who fought. Then you say war crime court. Why you didn't bring war crime court from Ghana?
So if they could have been established in...
It will not be established, so just leave that. It's a garbage. Don't even worry about that.
But why you feel so bitter about the issues of war crime code? There are many listed names.
No, I'm not bitter. But those who are talking about it, they are stupid.
You are watching KMTV Year in Review 2019. My name is Anthony Kugwe. I'm here alongside Sialim Bokari, a news presentation that brings you a roundup of major happenings during the year. It's now time that we take our break. When we come back, we'll bring you more developments that occurred during the year 2019. Keep watching.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massico Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massico Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massico Insurance help you today.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Rush Enterprise is the best place to buy your home appliances of all kinds. Yes, make your life smart with latest smart TV of various brands and sizes. We are the leaders in up-to-date electronics and mobile phones. No more worries, our products are original, long-lasting and affordable. Find us at the corner of Kerry and Randall Street or call us on 0880-70007 or 0770-798541. Rush Enterprise. Go there and say KMTV sent you.
A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokoe and Sialen Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m. KMTV News, Year in Review.
Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. During the Year Under Review, President George Weah signed into law the Kamara Abdullah Kamara bill intended to decriminalize free speech offenses. The decision by government, which originated from the national legislature, was a commendable step by members of the Fourth Estate. Also in 2019, 3 major media elections were held, bringing on board a new corps of officers to steer the affairs of media-related groups. At the Reporters Association of Liberia, Cecilia Clark was elected president of the Reporters Association, and this was what she pledged to her colleagues.
As the president of the Reporters Association, we want to rebrand the auxiliary. First of all, fellow colleagues, the journalistic profession must always be dear to us as journalists. This is why we must do all we can to protect the integrity of this noble profession. If the PUL, and that is the President of Liberia, must be a voice of integrity, and we are saying all other auxiliaries like the RAL, the Reporters Association, must take the lead. And I said they must take the lead.
Well, following the election of Cecilia Clark as president of the Reporters Association, then came the Female Journalists Association of Liberia FIJA's election, who also saw the re-election of Scott Johnson as their leader. Mrs. Johnson acquired FIJA's members, thus assured FIJA members of working in their supreme interests.
I'm excited, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Liberia was going to win. I knew very well that I worked, and I work with women that appreciate me. So I'm not surprised that I won. This is my second term. Just as I have been connected to the association, I've always committed myself to the association.
And looking at this, you seem to be the winner today. Are you trying to work on the past leadership and also try to work with your opponent in moving Peter forward?
Definitely. Definitely. Our arms are open. It has always been open.
After election, there will be some bitterness. How are you going to settle the bitterness?
We will work on it.
How do you intend to tackle those challenges you had in your first leadership?
Tackle more innovation, more consultation, and more networking.
During the year in review, Charles Coffey was also re-elected to steer the affairs of the union. We now move to Cultural Ambassador Judy Andy. In the year 2019, embarked on several peace campaigns intended to help maintain the peace and promote Liberia's democracy. Emmanuel Davis has a report.
The initiative under the banner Show Love campaign, held in several quarters of the Liberian society, preached messages of peace and unity. Madam Andy spoke at one of the programs and encouraged everyone to unite and move the country forward.
And the peace caravan was intended to go to the communities, to just plow the street, put the lights on, tell the Liberian people, peace is the answer. We must maintain the peace. We must love our country. We should love ourselves. Stop the hate messages on social media.
The many peace initiatives and the promotion of cultural activities in Liberia earned the Liberian Cultural Ambassador several awards both in the United States of America and Nigeria. After receiving the award in Nigeria, Madam Andy promised to promote African culture.
African culture, I will promote it by the grace of God. I will continue to do what I do. The Africans, we are one in African solidarity to celebrate our culture and our diversity in Africa. Because of the love of ECOWAS and the African continent, allowance. I want to send our 3 days award over to my people, the government, my papa, George Weah, thank you. Ivo, thank you. Inugu, thank you. The Igwe, thank you. Long live the Igwe!
Reporting for KMTV News, this is Emmanuel Davis.
Many thanks to Emmanuel Davis for that report on Cultural Ambassador Judith Ending. During the year under review, Abraham Darius Dillon was elected during the by-election following the death of Senator Geraldine Doe Sharif. At his induction ceremony, he promised to unveil and declare his asset and share his salary above $5,000 towards escrow accounts for the sake of the people.
During my campaign, I announced that we will fight to reduce our salary. Today, on my compensation, I announced today that considering the current economic situation Liberia is faced with, I, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon of Monserrado County, will only accept a salary in full sum of $5,000. Any amount over this will be deposited in an escrow account to go toward social development program of the county. I urge my colleagues in the legislative, executive, and judiciary branches to kindly consider doing same. In keeping with our constitution, in these times of economic challenges, our constitution said national leaders should craft national policies for national good.
Well, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon also in 2019 embarked on a campaign to disclose the actual salaries that lawmakers earn monthly. But just why did he embark on such journey? Let's take a look.
Not until yesterday that I got a handwritten version from Senator Morris Setoma. From my calculation, we are making $15,325 US gross. Special allowance is $10,000 US gross. Then transportation reimbursement allowance is $3,175. I'm talking every month. Then gasoline, the monetary value is $2,150 US. When you put these sums together, the US dollar component, it is $15,000. I am not speculating any longer. And I am not saying it is around or close to. I'm not saying it in between or around or on it. I'm giving an exact figure. $15,325 US gross. When you do tax deduction, you come close to $12,000 US every month. Then in addition to $29,700 Liberian dollars in salary.
Senator Abraham Darius Dillon there disclosing the salaries of senators, that's their monthly salary at the Capitol building. I mean, that issue was an issue of interest during that time of the year in 2019 after the Monserrado County Senator, after he took his office, pledged to disclose those salaries, and afterwards he took office, he did exactly what he promised to his followers or people of Monserrado County. Well, meanwhile, the President pro tem of the Liberian Senate in 2019 led his opinion on the issue of Darius Dillon election and promising to disclose his salary to his colleagues in the public.
This is a political house. Here, we do politics. You were elected by the people of Monserrado County, but from today's date, you belong to the Liberian Senate. That's why the Constitution, the Freedoms, the power to remove you from here, it is not with the people. It is with us here. We alone have that power. Here, Mr. Senator, new Senator, we act beyond party lines. Here, we act beyond party lines. Since I've been here, I've been here going to 5 years now. we act and think independently of party ideologies, wings, caprices, and orientations. We are independent here. We think independently. No party dictates to us.
During the year honor revealed, two times defeated Representative candidate Abu Kamara in 2019 officially got it right when he was elected as the lawmaker of District 15, Montserrat County.
The task that we have is to unite the district. Because this place is one district. Thank you. Regardless of whatever that people said during the campaign, but our common denominator is the district and sedition. We put the hands together and embrace all the other people. Nobody lose. Everybody won. But the greater thing that Liberia has spoken, that the veteran that delayed, they came finally. The veteran that we had, that the people thought that we robbed them off, God has proven it to them. And we did it more than before.
Let's now move on to the United Nations headquarters, where Liberia's ambassador to the United Nations, D. Mazwa Kimia, in 2019 was elected to serve as head of the the African ambassador to the UN in New York. Speaking at his appointment, Ambassador Kimia promised to promote the interests of citizens on the continent of Africa.
Please be assured that your confidence and trust reposed in me will be staunchly upheld. It is indeed an honor to serve as chair of this reputable group, particularly being charged with articulating and projecting the voice of the African group at such global platform. Chairing 54 African countries at the United Nations is no doubt a noteworthy responsibility, and to this I pledge my unflinching practical commitment to ensure that the interests and common objectives of the 54 African countries will be appropriately articulated, protected, and strengthened, especially at the largest global platform of multilateralism.
Also during the year on a review of project that is expected for households in Monrovia to experience electricity across its length and breadth was launched in the country. The project director, Etin Bidley, was in conversation with our colleague, Zach Sherman.
My impression is that we are satisfied, but as now the time is very short, we want to be concerned, because now it's better to be concerned and to alert the contractors to go fast, so that we will not rush at March. Okay, so we are now advising them or even instructing them to go for a close collaboration, because there are two on the ground, NCC and CIWA, to collaborate together and to see the best way to save time. I'm optimistic, and I know our contractors are very committed and they are mindful of the challenges to address. So we are here to tell them that they still have our support. Anything they need, we are here, and we can appreciate the commitment of LEC.
During the year honor review, the youth lead chair of the Coalition for Democratic Change, Jefferson Kochi, encouraged the young people to help promote peaceful initiative to protect the democracy of Liberia.
We want to say to you officially, make no mistake that because we bear certain title or we occupy certain space in government and you think that position have taken away from us our true identity, we want to officially announce to the world and the international community that what we fought for, we will not sit here as spectators and watch it come on an attack But those friends who believe that nothing good can ever happen on our watch, we want to say moving forward, when there is any core demonstration, as lawmakers can lead, we want to say in my official capacity, whether you call me mayor or you call me youth chairperson, we want to assure the public and international community we will be protectors of our democracy. We will be on the scene also. We will international community. We will be protectors of our democracy. We will be on the scene also. We will lead such forces also.
Let's now move on to a capital building. During the year under review, aggrieved lawmakers called on House Speaker Dr. Buffer Chambers to reduce his salary. Their argument came following the controversial harmonization process initiated by national government. Let's now bring you lawmakers expressing their disappointment after House Speaker Dr. Buffer Chambers and his deputy refused to reduce their salaries.
If the Speaker sit here and he received the salary as he been receiving before, trust me, it is not only our revolt. We will assemble our constituent members here that he will not have space. There is a man, we all been living in Liberia, he have advocated for the good, and I think he should stand by the good at this time. We don't want to lose $5 of our earning, but we have decided because the civil servant, the lower income earner, are losing almost 50% of their earning, we should also be willing to waive ours. If the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker can think that they will not lose 5 cents of their earning, trust me, it is dangerous. We will make them an ordinary lawmaker in the House of Representatives when we shall resume.
We were briefed by our Ways and Means Committee that we will have a harmonization to support the process. We'll be leaving a salary of $8,500 to $5,600 United States dollars, which is with heavy heart. We all agree. You have a salary of $29,000 and we reduce to $5,000. You don't want to reduce to 19,000. For me, in a clear sense, I would say it will be a shithole assembly if the House will sit down there and let the Speaker and Deputy Speaker not to adjust, and they adjust.
Lawmakers they are expressing their disappointment after House Speaker Dr. Buffer Chambers and his deputy allegedly refused to reduce their salaries. During the year under review, it was a painful moment for Liberia, especially members of the National Legislature, where two lawmakers gave up the ghost. Well, one of them was Senator Geraldine Doe, Sheriff of Mosrata County. Her death was a blow to her colleagues, and this was their reaction after her death news.
Very difficult moment, and I know you journalists were also in plenary when we worked together. Geraldine was bold, she was very fearless, she was very consistent when it came to supporting the kind of issues that we supported together in the interest of Liberia. And we were two females after the vice president left, as we all know. And with 28 men, we spoke very loudly to the point that we were able to put a lot of points through and make a lot of decisions together. There were times where when we were supporting one another, even people on the balcony or journalists would see, we had a special code for that. We had a special sign that we made. I know it will be very difficult to find a replacement when it comes to leadership in our women's circle. We pray every day for women, especially at that level. And I hope we look forward to us all giving her a decent burial.
First of all, she some documents, 2011 to go into election, and somebody that helped me during the campaign period in district number 13, and I will have that relationship there. And I think the coalitions of Democratic Change now, the oil minister and the party is making a decision. Members of the caucus of Mosrata County are also planning, the superintendent and the chiefs, the commissioners will be officially visiting the family here on Thursday.
Very well, because Jody and I, we came from down the line. We all lived in Bannerville, and she loved the game, I loved the game. In fact, when we were playing we were active football, the so-called Little Zico. Yeah, and then I think we were in there, as soon as all the brothers, they recognized because we all used to be together to Bannerville, including Bannerville Estate. Miss her because she is a consistent human being. If she wants something, she will get it. She's very active indeed, and we all, even from the time we were coming up, from the time at the elevator.
That's lawmaker there reacting to the death of the late Montserrat County Senator Geraldine Doe Sharif. During the year under review, about 20 young scholars in 2019 died in a painful fire incident in the commercial district of Painesville. Anthony Kokwe has the rest of the story.
A painful day for residents of the Relad community in Painesville who were hit by a shocking death of about 26 people. The incident, according to eyewitnesses, was as a result of a fire outbreak. But how did it all begin?
It's a disaster, calamity that have furrowed all Liberians, and not only Muslims alone. Because you have about 28 who were here to memorize the Holy Quran, God's book, and they all die in this calamity. So it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. So we pray God will rest in the family and their parents, and we also console and sympathize with the parents.
The heartbreaking incident took place at the local Islamic school in the Relad community. Henry Williams, Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, explained more to the press.
I briefed the press today and gave them partial information, but now we have additional information for the press. We have exhumed about 26 dead, and they are all male. And 2 instructors and the rest were students. And they are between the ages of 10 to 20. So right now they will be exhumed from here, and we'll take them to the 17th Street Mosque for some prayers, and after the mosque they will be taken to the graveyard on the old road.
Due to the gravity of the incident, President George Weah and his entourage went on the scene of the incident.
The sympathize with the family, the bereaved family, to encourage them to have strength. When one person dies, it's difficult, and more than 28 kids, it's a disaster, it's painful, it's hurtful. So, there's not much we can say, but to extend our sympathy to the bereaved family.
Were you told the exact cause of the incident?
Well, we don't know the cause, and like I said, we will encourage our intelligence to find out what happened. But I think the most important is that those kids, we sympathize with them. To die in a fire is not an easy thing.
Though the cause of the fire is yet unknown, as investigation continues, the victims of the incident are now nursing their pains through tears and grief. I'm Anthony Kubu reporting for KMTV News.
Well, may their soul rest in peace. Well, to the closing stages now of the year 2019, the much publicized Council of Patriots December 30 protest has been postponed after international partners called on the organizers to postpone the protest to January 5. Henry Costa, chairman of the group, has been explaining more.
They had said today would be war. Clearly, there is no war today. There will be no more war in this country. Peace will reign. Late last night, sometime around 11:30 to 11:45, we received phone calls from the ECOWAS ambassador and the UN resident coordinator informing myself, Senator Delon, Mr. Mo Ali, that he, along with the United States ambassador, Madam Christine Elder, the European Union ambassador, the UN resident coordinator, all 4 of them had decided to get involved with the planned peaceful assembly of December 30th, which is today. They said they went to the government and made a case to the government that it was not acceptable that the government had decided to defer or postpone the holding or the exercise of a constitutional right. We consulted among ourselves and we said to them, we are not cancelling the protest. Wants to state categorically, clearly, that it has not made any decision to call off the protest of today.
Well, with that development, we now move on to Anthony Kokwe. Matter of fact, he's the LFA 2019 Best Sports Journalist to bring you all of the happenings during the year 2019 in the world of sports. Let's join Anthony Kokwe.
Many thanks, Sialim Bugari. Welcome to the Sporting News. And of course, it was an exciting and disappointing moment in the world of sports relating to several news in the world of sports in Liberia. Beginning with the FIFA World Cup 2022 qualifier, Liberia advanced to the second round after an aggregate victory over Sierra Leone. Liberia won the first leg 3-1 in Monrovia and later went to Sierra Leone for the return leg, where Liberia progressed to the next round. Liberia was defeated 1-0 but progressed to the next round. Ashley Williams became the hero after he saved a crucial penalty at the dying minute of that all-important match. Let's take a look at this highlight from Sierra Leone.
Revenge is in the air in Freetown this evening as Sierra Leone hosts Liberia in World Cup qualifying. That's it. The keeper comes out, doesn't get to it, and it's a brilliant clearance off the line from McConnell. He had to be in the right place. He never looked that close to getting it. It was a good overhead. Safe in the arms of Morris. Kai Kamara has a chance. Kamara! Oh, what a finish! The big man has done it. The talisman has put Sierra Leone right back in this tie. Was just a yard short, wasn't he? And the ball wasn't in a nice position to shoot either. What a good finish. Look at these fans. They're driving on their team. Kamara again, what a save! Great save by Williams. With a top save, look at that. Clear by Morris. Not too pretty now. No time for that, it's just got to be direct, it's got to be effective. Is that a penalty? There's a huge decision for Jean Ouattara, and he has given it to Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone have a penalty in the 93rd minute. Liberia can't believe it. It's Bangura against Williams. And there's a save, what a save from Ashley Williams. Well, there's no doubt now, Ashley Williams will be the hero in Liberia. Looked like Bangura slipped as he was taking that, but you've got to say that's an excellent save. In the most dramatic of circumstances, Liberia are through 3-2, 1-0 not enough. Ashley Williams.
Well, that was one of the joyous moments in 2019 after Liberia progressed to the second round of the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers that will be held in Qatar in 2022. Well, unfortunately, Liberia did not progress to the next round of the 2021 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier after losing on aggregate in penalty against Chad in the return leg. Well, on the local scene, LPRC Oilers emerged as champions of the LFA First Division League after winning the league unbeaten, equal last in the Scout FC record, who won the league title as well, unbeaten. The Oil Boys secured the crucial victory after several years without trophy. They later went to represent Liberia in the CAF Champions League, where they lost against Generation Ford. Also on the local scene, Scout FC emerged as winners of the 2019 LFA NACA Cup that is now being called the Petro Trade Cup in this year's edition. Scout FC secured a victory in the final against their opponent and progressed, thus qualify as representative for Liberia in the CAF Confederation Cup, where they also lost against their Algerian opponent. Well, still on the local scene, it was one of the most memorable moments in the Liberia Football Association history after the most valuable player walked away with a vehicle for the very first time in Liberian football. Well, also during that award, I have to talk a little bit of myself though. Also during that award, I was presented the LFA Best Sports Journalist Award, walking away with 125,000 Liberian dollars from Orange Liberia, sponsor of the Liberia Football Association First Division League, and 100,000 from Dutch Bet Liberia. Several individuals walked away with cash prizes, including Best Defender, Best Goalkeeper, Best Coach, Most Valuable Player in the Women's Division, and Best Defender in the Women's Division as well. Rashidatu Kamara, the only Sierra Leonean to win award in the Liberia Football Association League of the season, walked away with the Best Defender award in the Women's Division. Well, those were some of the major happenings in the world of sports during the year 2019 on the review. We're now taking a short break. When we come back, we move into our core in segment on this year in review program. Don't you go away.
A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokwe and Sialin Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m. KMTV News, Year in Review.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance help you today.
Bossman. Again, in my audio.
Welcome back again. Thanks for joining us. It's now time for our call in segment, and we are now joined by our USA correspondent. Most often you watch on KMTV, you see the KMTV USA broadcast. Cyrus Magui is the one in charge of our broadcast there in the United States, along with his team members. Good evening, Cyrus. Welcome to this all-important year in review.
Yes, good evening, Anthony. You getting me better?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, it's good to join the team from Liberia. It's wonderful serving as the correspondent here, one of the correspondents that is for KMTV here in the US, and adding that flavor to the network over the year on a review. I think it was a wonderful thing.
Now, tell us, as a correspondent for KMTV in the US, tell us how you go about your work, how you catch up with some of those major events that occur in the United States, making sure that KMTV broadcasts it live to its viewers across the globe.
Well, Anthony, it is challenging as always. Working in the media and being in the US is no different. But we try our best with the little resources and time we can put in to make sure our people get a taste of what's happening in, especially the Liberian community, the diaspora, and that's what we've been doing. And just getting from one place to another, making sure you can have whatever events that is happening in whatever community or state coming live. I think we try our best to be on time, just as you do it there in Liberia. So, and the most important thing that help us is the fact that our media background gave us a huge edge and connecting with the community, making sure we can find ourselves connected to the various community groupings, whether it is the Organization of Liberians in Minnesota, the Union of Liberians in the America, ULA, other Liberian communities across the U.S. Just making sure we can keep in touch and making them to understand we are available whenever they can get in touch with us to make sure that whatever event it may be, those of our people around the world, not just home, can know what's happening in the various communities.
Well, just before asking my next question, my colleague Sialin Bogari also have a question she wants to put forth to you. Sialin, go ahead.
I'm doing good, Sally, and thanks for the level of work done so far. Thanks to you and the entire team there.
As you know, in journalism, we all go for accurate, balanced, and clear news and information. So there is nothing less or more than that we can do for our people. We will make the sacrifices. We'll try our best to be as objective as we can, making the public to know that KMTV is not there for any political party. It's not a government-run institution. It's an independent institution. So we have to make sure we can keep that level of accuracy. Make sure that we can have our news and information balanced and good taste of entertainment or whatever way we can to encourage our people. That's what we all stand for. And you know that we cannot rule it out of journalism the world over.
Okay, so I want to know, as it relates to gender issue in Liberia, what do you make of that? And the
Gen-
as well.
Gender issue is very high in every aspect in our communities. It's not just about Liberia alone. The world over push for gender equity, push for people to be treated as equal no matter what. But there is one thing that was very high. I know you were coming to those important stories we cover over the period. One thing that came very high that came up at the convention of the Association of Liberian Journalists in America is the issue of how best we can work with people with disability, not just calling them by names, but I mean setting them in the place that they will feel a part of us and making them to know that they are being disabled in whatever way is not something that should isolate them or keep them from the communities. And our leadership at the level of Aja front upon that over the period we've been having our convention in areas where people with disability find it hard to get through. But now with the new leadership, they've made a commitment that next time we'll make sure our members who are in these states can also come to enjoy themselves. Another issue that was raised is the issue of same-sex marriage, and it came up at the level of our convention. And we had Liberia's cultural ambassador Julian D, who made it emphatically clear that the people of Liberia, the traditional people, will reject that totally. But it's on the balance because it is something that is being looked at in a global framework. So when it comes to gender, when it comes to all of these things, we look at them and make sure that we can report them, not making mistakes, because the mistakes we make, like for instance, talking about a blind boy in your story, not talking about a visually impaired or disabled person, but the kind of way we brand these people and we put them in a certain corner. So we want to encourage our friends in the media as much as possible. If you ask people who attended the Agile convention, they got a different perception about that. That we can treat these people, whether their condition, their gender, or whatever the case may be, we can make sure that these issues are on the balance scale. So that's what we look at. And if I will talk about other issues that we cover here during the year on the review, we
Yeah, let's talk about
yeah.
the signing of the immigration law by President Donald Trump. This is something that Liberians in the U.S. Where, I mean, Yanni fought over the years, and finally it was signed by the president. Tell us, during the time they were given extension, give us your own overview or summary about the unfoldings there during that time and after the law was signed by the president.
Well, Antonio, as it relates to the DED TPS story, that was one of the major training story in our communities here in the U.S. And it is not the first time. The last few years, Liberians in the U.S. have taken on with the fight. Whether it was the Liberian community, the religious leaders, even our friends, some of those who are elected officials of government in the U.S., especially in the states where you have Liberians largely living, they joined the fray, and some of us were there. People appreciated KMTV for giving full coverage to those events. And finally, the U.S. House of Representatives saw it fit to pass that law after members of the Minnesota Parliament fought for this with the Liberian people and our friends from different countries. The House of Representatives saw the need to pass that in making sure that people who've been living in the U.S. continuously since November of 2014, whether you were on DED, TPS, and others taken into consideration, these people will have the time now to fight for their permanent residency. And not just that, but the law also gives a pathway to citizenship. So when that was passed by the House, the Senate moved quickly for concurrence vote, and then President Donald Trump took a speed on signing this. He has gone into law. We understand as early as possible in 2020, the window period will be open for people to start the application, which will take, I think, up to a year. So that was a hard fight. But overall, our people smiled in the end, and today, thousands of people, some of them who I spoke to, said they have not been to Liberia for over 30 years, over 16, 20 years. They're not seeing their family members. They now have the opportunity to get documents that they can travel to and from Liberia. And mind you, these are people who are professionals. Some of them are doctors, nurses, lawyers. These are professional people here. They own businesses, they own properties. But just that little means of traveling to and from back home was a great hindrance. And today, with the help of everyone, they've overcome all of those issues.
Okay, so Cyrus, thank you so much for filling us in with lots of information. I would like to know your final message.
My final message is we as journalists remain independent as much as we can, and with our organization, the Organization of Liberians Journalists in America's other association, that is pushing journalists, whether you hear you're a former journalist, you current, to remain constructive, remain engaged with the people, and I'd also like to encourage our friends back home. You guys are doing a very great job. I know it's tough, it's kind of challenging, like it's all over, but we have to keep our focus, knowing that what we stand for, we are the mirror of society, and we think together we can reshape Liberia into a positive nation, depending on what we report or what we say as media people. So I will encourage everyone, and I will say Happy New Year to all of us. We hope that the 2020 that is coming will be a year of turnaround for our nation, for the media, because there are many challenges in our media landscape. Almost lost all of our prowess, and I'll put it that way. It will take us a lot of work, whether locally or internationally, to work with the best people in making sure that we can turn around the media landscape and push for a better journalism in Liberia.
Many thanks to you, Charles Maggie, for joining us on this all important year in review broadcast.
It's always a pleasure, and we hope to keep it on. Thanks to the team, thanks to Mr. Ronald Jackson and the team for giving us the opportunity. Before I go, let me just say to you, also thanks to the newest member of our team over here, Nathan Charles, who joined us just a month or two ago. And also Victor Dubber has been here making sure we can get all of the videos that you see that we sent you. These guys are making it that we have a network spread across the U.S. and not just Cyrus, but it's about a team that we are building to make sure that we can have our people views and voices back home in Liberia. Thank you so much.
Many thanks to our USA correspondent there, Charles Maggie, for joining us on this broadcast. We also like to say thanks to the other team members, Victor Double and Nathan Charles, and of course, Charles Maggie was elected Assistant General Secretary of the Liberia Association of Liberian Journalists in the Americas. Well, it's now time that we take another break. When we return after this break, we'll be taking more calls from you, our viewers and followers who follow our news broadcasts and other programs live on KMTV, where you can phone us in via Skype by just searching for KMTV Liberia on Skype and call us. We're going to connect you on the program, making sure that you give us your own impression about our activities during the year 2019, and also putting forth some recommendations and what you want us to do in the year 2020. We'll now take this short break. Don't forget, call us on Skype at KMTV Liberia.
Looking for a quality and affordable insurance company? Then look no further. Peter Massaco Insurance, located in central New Jersey, is one of the best around. Peter Massaco Insurance specializes in homeowners insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, business insurance, and many more. We even offer a free financial planning consultation. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to make sure we provide affordable prices to our clients. We have a full bilingual staff to fit your needs as well. Let Peter Massaco Insurance help you today.
it's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Rush Enterprise is the best place to buy your home appliances of all kinds. Yes, make your life smart with latest smart TV of various brands and sizes. We are the leaders in up-to-date electronics and mobile phones. No more worries, our products are original, long-lasting and affordable. Find us at the corner of Kerry and Randall Street or call us on 0880-70007 or 0770-798541. Rush Enterprise. Go there and say KMTV. Our products are original, long-lasting and affordable. Find us at the corner of Kerry and Randall Street or call us on 0880-70007 or 0770-798541. Rush Enterprise. Go there and say KMTV sent you.
Thanks for joining us once again after that short commercial break. And like I said earlier, the Skype line is still available. Like you can see on your screen. Just go to Skype and then find KMTV Liberia. Call us as a follower of KMTV. You have been following us since the start of the year, or perhaps from the middle of the year, and want to give us some recommendations, want to give us your own view about our broadcast during the year 2019. You are welcome to put through your calls via Skype by connecting us on KMTV Liberia. Well, as we await your calls, I now have in studio my colleague and one of our reporters, Zach Totiaman Sherman, who has also been working diligently here along with the entire team, making sure that we bring you everything that's all unfolding within Liberia. Good evening, Zach, and welcome to KMTV Year in Review.
Thank you very much, Anthony. I'm glad to be here. It's my pleasure always, as I still find myself in a gap of reportage and casting news as well as advocating as a young person.
Great. Now, tell us about your own experience as a member of the news team here and also as a host of a youth program with KMTV from the start of the year 2019. What has been some of those challenges that you face as a reporter?
You know, if you look at our society, it's engulfed with perception, and a lot of people don't look at the reality. And despite with those perceptions, we always have our encouraging mood to bring forth what we expect to do, because as young journalists, as we all are here, and I must admit that we're doing extremely well at our own level of ideas and knowledge. We try to come up with what we can do as young people, and something like getting us involved into the news, into all activities surrounding journalism is embracing and is commendable to all of us. So to come up with your question, you know, our society is made of perception. A lot of people like to see what you do, and once you are doing something they are not in favor, it becomes something not suitable to them. They don't want to go and feel what you are doing, and you are reporting on a story whereas it's not in the interest of a certain group or certain person. It becomes a negative thing. Whereas when you do it all the way around, okay, they praise you, they give you the glory, but whereas you are not doing it in favor of them, becomes a problem. So in our society where the media is not seen as a use of making a difference, it becomes difficult to get the reportage at the taste of your viewers or your listeners. So it was a kind of a great thing. And to my youth inside, I think it was good, and I had a lot of strong young guys, and this is just my commitment to making Youth Inside a brilliant one, and thanks to all of the guys that have been coming, and it's something that we all urge to live our voices for the better.
Well, like myself, we do have several fun and interesting and those laughable moments behind the scene as news presenters. When we're about to present the news, sometimes we are under pressure, sometimes we are caught up with some technical problems. I mean, what are some of those things that you can remember during the year 2019 when you were presenting as a news anchor, or perhaps during your show where it just occurred, and then after the show when you watch it, I mean, it's just laughable each time you watch it?
You know, basically for me is the news aspect of it, where I saw myself. Firstly, there was a time that our switcher, our most I'm say vibrant, intelligent. I don't want to be so adjective to him, but he's really a good person, But at the time he wasn't ready, and I just saw my hand up, and at the time the camera was strictly on me, so I kind of what is happening? It was so funny. And secondly, whereas I didn't have a script for a story that I needed to read, woman like someone who playing the choir before. It was so surprising. Yeah. So it was a kind of an interesting moment each time I see her there. Wow, how did our audience look at me, So it's something livable, but however, it really helped to, make me strong. And as we all do a lot of things, making the news vibrant, making the news reachable to our audience, and so on and so forth.
Many thanks, Zach Totiama Sherman, and Happy New Year in advance.
Thank you very much. Though I didn't praise you earlier, too far. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zach Totiama Sherman. He's one of our hardworking colleagues here at KMTV, a news anchor and also a presenter of the program Youth Insight. And we look forward to a better 2020 and making sure that we bring you all of the unfoldings that occurred here in Liberia. And now it's time to, let's not take this short break. When we come back, we'll bring you another colleague here at KMTV, where we're going to be discussing that person's own challenges, laughable moments, memorable moments here behind the scene on the television. Keep watching.
A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news. A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's top news stories of 2019. Join Anthony Kokwe and Sialin Bokari on December 31 from 7 to 9 p.m.
So welcome back. We now have our editor-in-chief, Emmanuel Davis, to bring you to explain to you his own challenges and some of the things he encountered during the year 2019. Good evening, Emmanuel.
Well, thank you. Good evening to you, Sialem Bokari, and let me also use this time on this portal, this Rosium, this lovely evening to say to our many viewers across the 7 continents, good evening and thank you so much for joining us. The last date of 2019 is a great time to be here.
Sure, yeah. So, okay, Emmanuel, I would like to know your memorable moment at the KMTV and the entire 2019.
I think it's about coexistence, the team spirit. On the or at the national level, you talk about my memorable moment. I think that is the impeachment of Justice Janet. If you were to ask 48 out of 50 journalists, or they would tell you that, look, the memorable moment in 2019 is the impeachment. Especially, let me place emphasis on journalists that are covering the legislature, because some of us, we are not lawyers, we don't pretend to be one, but some of the readings, some of the inscriptions within the Constitution of Liberia, and that of other laws that were interpreted at the level of the legislature, particularly the Senate, that we followed from day one to the closure of the impeachment and subsequent removal of then Justice Cabinet Janet. I mean, it speaks volume, because why? To me, it's a precedent case that has been set. It will be referenced in the future that, look, the legislature took this decision, or the government of Liberia took this decision So that is my memorable moment, and I will forever remember this. I remember we talked to Councillor Arthur Johnson when he told us that, look, the democracy, the survivability of the democracy of Liberia depends or lies squarely within a purview of the legislature. Okay? So I mean, that's just my moment, and I hope that some legal minds will clear my doubt, because I still find this difficult to accept.
Okay, Iman, and yes, I can say one thing we all know you for is your level of your IQ and how good you are when it comes to presentation and the talking. I would say in the common Liberian too. You see, you already proved it right here. Okay, so even tell us your challenge in 2019 as it relates to your reportage.
Have I had a challenge? I think yes. Everyone in Liberia or in this world, you must have something that may be confronting you. It could be minimum, maximum, or whatever it is. Everything has a level. But when you speak of challenge, I think the challenge is about the development of media practitioners in not only Liberia, but in the African setting. How media practitioners can have the opportunity to get on par with other international journalists. I mean, that's what I think I consider a challenge. We need opportunities that we will go and learn and come right back. Let us leave our comfort zone a little, get different knowledge like KMTV has done. We've changed the dynamics in the media landscape. So before I know you want me to go now, but let me say to you, the year 2019 was a remarkable one. We had some challenges on the field with police, but we hope that the working relationship will be cordial. And we also like to tell our government and people, those that are governing the country, that as a leader you have to lead with example. Listen to the voice within. Despite people calling on you every day that we want to do this, we want to do that, it is at times important for you to listen to them. So I'd like to thank all of you for continuing to follow us. And if you were to ask me last year, who is my newscaster of the year?
Okay.
I would choose, and that's from my heart. Someone's whispering. I'll keep that because I'm very sure I come right back here.
Oh, okay, Thank you so much, Iman.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we now called on my own colleague, Anthony Kokwe. Anthony, how are you?
Well, it's good. It has been fascinating since the start of this year in review presentation. Both of us presenting. It's been fantastic.
Okay, so we now take this break shortly to bring you another presenter.
A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's.
And of course, like I just said, it's been fantastic, and we now joined by Amos Kozal, one of our cameramen here at KMTV, who is always behind the cameras. And of course, yesterday he was behind the camera and also giving some descriptions of what's happening. I guess some of you heard that verse and you're about to hear that particular verse again. Good evening, Amos.
Good evening, and good evening to our many viewers around the world.
I mean, tell us, as a camera guy here at KMTV.
Not only camera guy. To a point.
As a reporter here at KMTV.
I'm also a reporter.
As a reporter here at KMTV, sorry for that.
News editor.
Tell us about your own challenges as a reporter on the field, holding the camera, making sure that you capture all of those great moments, and then come sit back and edit, and then make sure that we get it on the news.
capturing the shot out there, special for our country, and I think it's unique all over the world. It's very challenging. For example, we work with the security, but sometimes you want to get certain shot. For example, people who are around the president, or you go cover somewhere where the president is present. The president wants you to take his photo or do his video, but then the security guy will always barricade the president. So all of that I see it to be challenging. And then for us as a journalist, some people are not trained. In all professions, some people are not trained, so in capturing good shots, you have to be dodging. Even people who say they are camera guys, they should be trained. You can't see your friend camera, you stand before it, or you running all in front of your friend camera, so it's very challenging.
Now, as a field reporter, I mean, there are some of those moments where you took a shot, and when you came back home, you were so much impressed with that shot, then you did the editing was good. I mean, tell us, what's that shot that you took on the field, and every time you look back or you look at 2019, you remember that particular shot, your most memorable shot that you shoot as a cameraman?
I can remember the legislature, especially the House of Representatives. So many interesting shots I took in the year 2019 where Coral Camera, North, and then those type of shots bring more viewers to your television, because people want to see how that lawmaker interact, and people feel that the brand lawmaker are Nazi people, but let me tell the public today, they are not Nazi, right? They're from different backgrounds. Everybody trying to push that agenda. So you don't call them lawmakers here. It is all over Parliament around the world. So the lawmaker want to push that out there, and the other men want to push it out there. So it turns into noise sometimes. And then one thing I want to say before I leave this place is that we journalists come 2020, I think we need to start reflecting on how to print some good images of our country. I think when we push those images of our country, when our country get better, I will see Anthony Coco in his Jeep, I will have my taxi. Because once the private sector, when things are happening about our country, positive things going out there, and the private sector start to boom, you will benefit a media practitioner. So not only government officials, so that will be positive in our reportage come 2020.
Many thanks, Amos Kozal, one of our reporters who has been covering, making sure that we get everything in tight from the Capitol building and other areas on the field. Hope to see you. Happy New Year in advance. And making sure that, I mean, sometimes you see some of those shots from the Capitol building where you find you get called by other aggrieved lawmakers. As soon as they start talking, you find KMTV is already live. Amos Kozal is the only one behind that camera, making sure that we bring everything to you live. And now we do have our news director, Julius Compton, who has been there supervising, making sure that we have everything in tight. I mean, it's just so fascinating. Sometimes there are challenges working as a team, but in the end, once you people work together as a team, at the end of the day, what you guys are pushing as a team, you'll definitely be able to achieve it. So now we have our editor himself, Julius Compton. Good evening, Julius, and welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you so much to the team. And Cialin is already smiling. You know, one thing, if you do a very good job from the beginning to the end, you feel so proud. But I like to salute Emmanuel Davis from January 2019 up till September. He's been keeping the ground running. I just rejoined you guys, and so the credit goes to you guys for the very strong, perfect professional job you guys did. Kudos also to the management and staff of KMTV. Our boss is watching already, Randall P. Jackson, and the likes of Josiah Wia and Godfrey Badu Nana Kwanzaa is also somewhere watching, and we're just gonna get him on today. But the team did extremely well, and I also like to shout it out as well to Alexander Wiapla, and I think it has been a very good and memorable time the year 2019, especially for the news team. And most salute to you as well. You've been bringing proud to us as the institution, and thank you to keep on a good job.
Now tell us, after returning, there has been lots of work that we have been able to accomplish here as a team. I mean, within that period of time, tell us some of those challenges or challenging moments here as a team, as the head of the team, those challenging moments here at KMTV as a news director.
Well, we have versatile people here. We have Sialin is reporting, writing stories, and at the same time reading news. And so, in short, our challenge is internal, and which going forward, the management we see our best. Everything is about the economy. In as much as the economy can grow, we will have to work with that challenge, and it has to do with manpower. But on the overall, you guys have been doing extremely well. You are a sports editor, and at the same time reading news, writing stories, and all of that. Something that we don't see very unique in the Western media. So we are versatile, and we are making some marks. So when it comes to our challenge from the limited staff that we have, people don't see that, they don't really feel it, because the results that we put out is what matters. So we will get there, and we'll get there.
Okay, so Julius, what should we expect from you 2020?
What should we expect as a team in general? That's a good question from the end of the news department. People normally say when the Christmas will be good, from the eve, and we already started doing that. So we just don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But you will see the same news team very shortly in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, hopefully covering the county meet. And from there, you'll see some of the creative work that we intend to do at the level of the news department. You saw the news before the arrival of Henry Costa to Liberia. You saw that particular aspect of the news that we use. That will be one of our news strategies, and we have competitors, but we are already at the top. So we'll keep some of our good players. As soon as they know it, we're already ahead. And some of the good things that you guys did, that won KMTV the best online television, and even 2020 we're doing more than that. It's no doubt, no question whatsoever about it. And I mean, blow my own one too. I went. You won't tell me to. I went.
Congratulations!
Congratulations! I'm so sorry.
No, we were talking, but in fact, the interview had not ended, and you still talking now. But anyway, let me ask you this question. Before I ask, let me say congratulations for winning an accolade. We are proud of you as a news director. Congratulations to you. But let me ask. You're doing nothing small, yeah? You're doing nothing small. You're doing nothing. We're
wrapping up now.
Wrapping all time, yo. All the time we get your time to talk. All the other people here, 1, 2 I'm on the scene, on the TV. What happening?
No, we are Africans, so we should promote Africa at all time.
Okay, this is our all-time switcher. The guy who sits behind the computer, and maybe you've not been in our studio, and one day we'll show you our studio, our main broadcast studio here. The man is sitting, in the midst of 3, 4, 5 machines, and just a man. He's between twists and turns, making sure that all of the images are exclusive for you. Rufus, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Fast. Yeah, share with us the experience.
Very fast to be switched on that small thing. The matter of fact is that you did it with so many things. If you don't know about the I can call it the what I'm doing in terms of the player I'm playing with, V-Mix, it's very, very difficult.
Yes.
Even when you see it for your first time, you take it to be a common thing. But when you get into it and you say, how the thing looking, you have to be very, very sweet.
Yeah.
You have to be very, very fast in doing your work. But the major thing is that you have to be focused.
That's good.
You have to be focused.
That's determination.
Yes.
So, next year is just a few hours from now.
Exactly.
What kind of switching methodology we expect you to employ next year? What?
Maybe you keep me a program.
Emma, join us, please. Zach Totiama Shema, please join us. But okay, please go ahead.
So many have to better.
Yeah, so 2020.
We're looking at 2020 will be a different year for KMTV. In the sense of, especially for the graphics.
Yeah.
We talk about the graphic, we need a good picture. And in getting a good picture, you have to get a good camera.
Yeah.
And we believe for we the KMTV family, we have the best. And we know that 2020 will give the best to our viewers.
Okay.
Yes.
The best to our viewers. Yes. I know Julius, you want to come in, but let me come to the man himself.
I think I'm angry because nobody interviewed me.
No, listen. What are you waiting for? Relax. One thing, you looking for suspension, eh? Let's come to Zach. Zach was sharing a story, but that was in telegraphing or television. That is in television. We call it voice over, like the voice over in the air. They didn't know about me talking. They didn't know about me. Now singele
one memorable movement is Zach. When Zach was
coming. Go ahead. Let's go ahead. You know the story.
Yeah, you know we have to. No. We have two stories on that day, and then the man got through with the first one, and he came to the meanwhile.
Yeah.
Wow, he can't see straight. How to hook on that story?
So he didn't have idea.
Can I do it?
Yeah, that's the other.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Senator Darius Dillon.
And then can you imagine our brother Anthony Kuko the last time, man? The man who wants to thank God for the intervention of the social. Can you imagine?
Then I hate trick you. When I get in hot and small, you say, let's take a look. And me, you know, and then I say, people, it's secret there. But you know, at times too,
I must appreciate our Cody Coffee.
Yes.
Nana.
Kwanza. Nimne.
Badu.
Yes.
Yeah.
That could make a names.
He could name Nimne. He cannot name Kwanza. So he's very strong on the field. Most of the live video you see from the executive mansion is the son that with our news director Julius Compton.
Yes.
And we promised to bring so many activities from the presidency this year.
Yes, including people from different spectrum of the society. You talk about. You see on the screen there. That's our award. Press Union of Liberia 2019 awards to the institution called KMTV as the online television station of the year.
And let me make this clear, please, to our audience. Okay, let me say this. I want to say it.
Yeah.
People that feel we online. We now online, yeah. We all answer television. So all the other day you get an answer to your home or to your entertainment place. KMTV is on another. So I mean we are not only online, but we are on. I don't call it cable wire television.
Don't always say
additionally, something that people don't know, we have our website. And we publish all of our professional, ethical, and balanced stories there. If you go there, almost all of the stories that you see the video of, we have them on our website. We're also on YouTube as well. So as you see in this, you also watch me on YouTube. So in KMTV, that people think it is not just on the Facebook. We are various in all spectrum.
Can you imagine? I say my Anthony, maybe the fucking dance.
Folks are sitting behind the switch machine. The mention that we switched from studio 1 to studio 2. Now these guys were here saying all kinds of things about me, but now this is it.
Okay.
In television news broadcast, I mean, it's like a conversation.
After says you still wearing tie. They still want us over here.
I'm presenting. I'm taking. You realize that sometimes you have to make it a little bit spicy so that the viewers, whenever they are watching, they will make sure that, make them feel a part of the broadcast. So let's start a video to sit and then watch from start to end. So they can take a look.
Okay, so honestly, I'm still angry. Nobody interview me. Nobody interview
Sally,
me.
you know why? I'm deliberately doing this because you are the lone female, our queen, our sister, our mother, our everything. Okay, so you are our baby. So just relax. And aside from that, what they are pushing, you're even in lawmaker. We are gender parity. Anything men can do, women can do the same. We sit here on a 30 minutes. We have yourself. We have a 30 minutes. When an opportunity you can see gender parity, but when it comes to hard work, is that a minimum going from? But I want to talk it.
But let me say this.
What they saying this?
Yeah, let me say this. As you can see on your stream, I can assure you, the guys you see here, no one is out of 40, neither above. That tells you that I'm very sure. Even if it's sleep, the possibility is sleep. The possibility is sleep. The possibility is sleep. No, you might have a laugh at me. So I'm telling you, that goes so we have one person have to take the control. And now you notice our lone female is she keeps getting mad because no one has interviewed her. So definitely I'm going to take over control. I'm going to take over that. I'm going to take the seat. That's
and versatility. I'm going beyond the bone now. But boy, not coming soon. I'll be sweating while I can be young.
Now, Sialen Bokari, as the lone female here, working with such a team, give us your own experience. Firstly, as a lone female working with, all of us here as guys.
Okay, so thank you so much, Anthony. And I must say, it is a
like how you pronounce the name.
privilege.
That's how I like it, Anthony.
Yes, thank you so much, Anthony. LFA 2019 Best Sports Journalist.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Okay, so working with so many guys, I think it is a privilege for me being a lone female, because every time I have opportunity to learn something new, I have opportunity to learn maybe the behavioral style of guys, and also learn something professional every other day. And I would say that there are times that we are not really okay 100%, meaning I will have somebody lashing at me. Maybe I'm not doing something that I should, or maybe I was given an assignment like Emmanuel did the other time, and I saw myself at one point I saw myself crying, and later on I realized I think Emmanuel is pushing me to stand up as a woman and do this thing. So what I'm going to do is to stand up and do more and do better. I think he wants the best for me. So working with you guys, I must say it is a privilege. You guys are so awesome. I'm treated like a queen, I'm treated like a sister, I'm treated like a colleague, I'm treated like a mother, and every other thing. And one thing I want to clear to the public is that I have a safe working space. Very, very safe. When I say safe, I am protected. I am protected. I cannot remember the time I was harassed sexually or any other motive for my colleagues, and I must salute you guys. I give you thumbs up.
Take that salute.
Yes, I give you guys thumbs up for that. I mean, you really do not find it in so many workplaces. So finding it here, I must admit that you guys are awesome. The CEO, ranging from the CEO, yes, the CEO, coming to manager and what have you. You just name it. You guys are so amazing, and I look forward to working with you guys more and doing something better every other day.
Now, tell us. I remember when you came from River Sales, you were doing a story about the superintendent, River Sales County superintendent. That one line was just constructed, and then the rest was just left in limbo, and I sat by you for 7 minutes I said, well, he wants to not be computer, what the Riverside County Superintendent. What he say? You don't know that's the beginning of the story. I mean, when you come back, you say, let me say, you can put back and say, what do you say? What is the story?
Okay, so this is it. When I went Riverside for the, that was the PEL. It was World Press Freedom Day, right? Okay, so when I went for it, I came back with 16 stories. Yes.
Yep.
As a female.
Yeah, extremely well.
I came back with 16 stories. I mean 16. Ranging from the judiciary, you come to market women, you come to gender issues, so many things I came up with. So, and then I had some human interest story, and then I had pressure. It was like, Stanley, you have to do your story now. You know, when we do not have too many stories, you with story, I mean, the pressure can be so much. So that they already have pressure with me, and then I came from school with the pressure as well. And I just sat behind the desk. I was like, Riverside County Superintendent. Riverside County Superintendent. Anthony came and he was like, Sally, okay, we have heard you, Riverside County Superintendent. What next, madam? And then before I caught myself, okay, so that was amazing as well. It's all part of the growth process within your career.
And you know, Judah, sorry, time has fast spent, but it was great achievement for two of KMTV reporters to have traveled this 2019. Judas Compton traveled with the president at the United Nations General Assembly, and I also traveled with the Real Cultural Ambassador to Nigeria and Mananjuri Indy. So it was great achievement for KMTV.
And I travel as well.
And you travel. So KMTV.
I travel in the show.
Now, so we have to actually wrap it up. Yeah, we need to wrap up, but we still have to discuss some of those moments behind the scene when it comes to the news presentation. Yeah. Sialen Bogari, you're going to give yours, I'm going to give mine as well. Behind the scene, when you come to present the news, some of those things that happen, what are some of those laughable moments that you do remember?
Okay, like at certain point in time, I want to look so good because you all know I'm beautiful. Sure. Yeah, that's true. I'm not only beautiful, but I'm a beauty with brain. Okay, so I want to look good on the TV, and then when I sit, I'll ask Rufus, am I okay? Sialen, you're okay? No, I'm not okay. I'll wait until Anthony can say I'm okay. Sialen, you okay? No, I'm not okay. And then at a certain point, maybe trying to read something, and they didn't rehearse well, and then you come and make a mistake, I will feel bad for the whole day. That entire day, I don't want to say anything. Oh, I made a mistake. I blunder on the air. I made a mistake. But here we are. We hope for better coverage. We hope for everything to be good and smooth 2020. I can assure you guys, I will give you all my best. Yes. And you know, one thing I want to say, I've been receiving messages from a lot of followers from America, Israel, so many places in Liberia as well. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'm going to do better every other time. Thank you.
Many thanks. And of course, as for me, I mean, from the beginning, perhaps some of you can remember, and the team here was like, damn, Anthony coming, no wasting time. So whenever I'm called to do the sport news, I mean, am I said Rufus say yes, we're ready to go in less than 5 minutes? Like Football Association. That has changed. So sometimes when after the news, when I watch myself, I said, damn, I was very fast today. And eventually, people who follow us came in my inbox, gave me some pieces of advice. Today you were watching, sometimes they observe after the news, they come in my inbox. What happened today? You were very relaxed, and I appreciate all of those feedbacks. And then because it is because of those feedbacks that I improved over the years and still improving, because the learning process doesn't end, it continues. So we're going to make sure that in 2020 we do more and do even better than we are doing right now. Because I tell you no lie, whenever you are presenting, everything is on course, you are well relaxed and present the news from start to end. Sometimes in the end, you don't even want to leave the news because you enjoy presenting, you just want to keep being there.
And so there's a break. So there's a break.
Yeah.
Okay, so I need parting comments quickly. Just wrap it up in our style. Email with journals. I'll call the names of everybody, and then we just say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Our director, in all level, don't challenge me.
I will suspend you.
Thank you very much for being there. It's interesting that we as young people, like I say, young people are bring to the prosperous mode of our country. And I still remain as a brave and a strong man to young people advocacy. That's why we have our youth inside, as you can see. So I'm so thankful for all of the criticism, the comments. I mean, it's something that keeps us strong, and we hope that you guys can keep up the courage to keep viewing our videos, our coverages as well. So thanks for being there again. I don't hear people calling my name in football. Actually, my name is Zach Totiama Sherman. And if you ask me the meaning of Totiama, my dear, is a traditional name. Thank you very much for that.
Quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate our viewers because every time you view our work, we are inspired to do more. One challenging moment for me is getting the news clip ready to the switcher. Sometimes some clip come late and you have to come from the field. That Judah said we are not many, we are small in number, so we have to go on the field, collect all the clips, do the recording, come back to office, edit. It's very challenging, but we will try to do more, bring you good clips, and we'll try to bring you some human interest story in 20, and we'll focus more on the 2020 senatorial election. We'll bring you all the shots. I can promise you that.
You first, quickly from your end.
I just want to tell all my neighbors thank you for reaching everyone on this far. And I believe that 2020, our viewer will get the best one for us with the KMTV family. I thank you.
Emmanuel?
Yes.
No people.
No, wow. That I think yes, yeah, I mean like it. Okay. But let me say to all of us here that I'm exceedingly humble. I am profoundly gratified, and I will be succinct in my articulation on this portal. I take this as a glorious opportunity provided me by the Almighty Creator, my family, my young son, as handsome as he is, you know, home, watching me, the mother, my brothers, my sisters, all of my families are far and near. Every day we pray for each other, and I think it's a good sign for Liberia to move forward. We should unite. We should all, you know, embrace each other. Let us nurture the peace that we have so that our country can move forward. So many thanks for joining me. I will always improve. There is room for improvement. I'm not best. I don't pretend to be one. I will always do my best. Have a great time to all of our cherishable viewers. Bye-bye.
And so before we wrap up, we'd like to salute all of our colleagues who made it possible for 2019 up to present as we are gradually entering 2020. Thanks for your comments as well, all of your comments, suggestions, recommendations, inquiries. We will see how best we can work on them going forward. We'd also like to salute, as I call the names, please, we all salute and clap. Starting off with our Chief Executive Officer, the youngest and the best Chief Executive Officer, good brain in the Republic of Liberia, very flexible, very creative, Randall P. Jackson. Rampa Jackson. Very down to earth, always making sure that we are very okay in all spectrum. And I also like to salute Alexander Osh Wiapla, very creative as well. Osh. Also, crystal clear videos that you see from the entertainment and even Baba, we salute you. The man still working now. Osh, we salute you. We also like to salute our general manager, the manager of all managers. I call him the Liverpool man, Josiah. We salute you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for supporting us. See you so much, go. Yeah. And we also like to salute our financial man. You know, finance people to get money, it can be easy. Also creative, he help us behind the switching board, camera, everywhere you think about.
Everything.
Emmanuel do his whiteness jacket. Happy Ghana. What do you do right now? He's in the Republic of Ghana. We are waiting our shop. We all understand that. And our entertainment man is also in Ghana. Paul Allen will also. And our Liberian Ghanaian versatile is a Liberian, we just kidding though. And very always the same woman. That's my own boy there. We report together from the executive mansion. He always covering major activities in Liberia. He coming to our youth ambassador. We get plenty of ambassadors in Liberia. Our youth ambassador at KMTV. The women, the serious men, Zach, Totti, and Cher. Congratulations, see you man. Thank you so much for the hard work. No, I didn't. Stop that. Mine is deeper. Our engineer will call you our engineer. Say, Bob, you're creating soon. Rufus, deep to Mambo. You always see the men in my office. Thank you so much for a great job, Rufus, Mambo, our queen, our princess. Someone said that only one female I have here, just relax, I will see more of that. We're not just taking females, but we need the best, and she's one of the best. Sialin Bokari. Thank you so much. As you see, one of our photos, she's reporting, and we'll get more from her to listen to her. And photo credit, Anthony Kuki, are already getting that. And the man was actually correcting Anthony, I think that was great. He's our editor, he's a reporter, and he's a cameraman. He also writes scripts as well. So as we stated earlier, we are versatile. We do almost everything here. It was big Ozawa.
No, I'm not ashamed to say I'm the sensitive voice. Someone, yeah, sensitive voice. Breaking news. I'm the sensitive
and also how proud when you talk about KMTV, the next name here, and he came from a background that people never thought he would have graduated to this level. Sure. Very, very fast. From the print media, he has become a giant in broadcasting, giant in sport reporting. That's better. So it has been a wonderful time, and I've been Julius Compton, just working along with my colleagues. And we've been doing I am this very hard cut. Let's go over to the United States of America. You saw him earlier on, Cyrus Mangill. Congratulations, you've been doing extremely well for us in the States. Cyrus Mangill, heading the team there in the US. The likes of Victor Dober also been doing extremely well in the US. And I will not forget about our own Nathan Charles, who just joined us doing extremely well. You see some of his good stories on the website. And the man who been keeping the ground, I think he has all of the credits. We have to give it to him. From January, I just came in, I'm done. The Right Reverend, Dr. Emmanuel Smosin. Someone told me, someone told me this man, we've been talking about food. Maybe next year we'll do 14, but someone told me that for this year, he's the best news presenter. Yeah. And the man has gone over and over and over, reporting from the capital. I can remember one of the scenes, you wanted to ensure that we get out of the shots, and a colleague, Amon said, Emmanuel,
He's our satisfied protest reporter.
Yeah.
What's that? So gentlemen, Emmanuel, you have to come. We just sing the Merry Christmas song. Sally will lead it, and then after Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas.
Say it like a 9 years. That won't mean it's so.
Yeah, wait.
And then we will follow you.
Which one? Merry Christmas? I say.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Wish you a
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, all your comments.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much. And matter of fact, I want to share something. You know, the quote that I did, I personally received a money from a follower who just sent me control number saying I want you to wear something nice for the presentation. I want to say thank you. I've been receiving so many gifts as well. Thank you guys so much. We will do better every time. Thank you guys so much.
So for everybody going to church, right?
But yeah, we're going to church. We're not opening the new year. We're going to church. We gotta go, is that right?
Yep.
Top news stories of 20. A look back on the year's biggest news stories. It was a year of political tension and economic hardship. From the fire outbreak that killed 28 students to the largest protest that brought the world's media attention to Liberia. KMTV News will look back at some of the nation's